co-founder and CEO for Guideways AI. Following 36 years of combined experience bringing health technology innovations to scale, Sander, my co-founder, and I have decided to tackle the challenge at its core. We're bringing innovation to patients 10x faster using AI agents that automate regulatory, quality, and reimbursement processes for medtech and life science industries. Today, we're showing you a sneak peek of our agents for EU MDR approval. Here it is. One of the early steps and most critical steps is to determine the appropriate classification for the device. This is important because it will determine the types of claims that you can make, but will also define the amount of evidence that is required. So in this agent, again, just a sneak peek, you need to provide a short description of your device. Here we go. In this case, this is a mobile app that tracks symptoms for patients having Parkinson's disease. And then the app will basically guide you through the whole process. It starts by asking you a few clarifying questions. So let's go with the in-depth analysis. Does it use software? Yes. Is it in contact with the human body? No. It's a mobile app. It's not invasive. And it's not an implantable device. It doesn't have any human cells. No. And it also doesn't contain nanomaterials. And now you'll see the AI agent will get to work. So based on this very short description, it will start to analyze all of the key criteria for a full in-depth EU MDR classification of your device. And you'll see it now going rule by rule and essentially doing a specific analysis for each rule and providing you also with a rationale as it goes for why the rule applies or doesn't apply and how this is starting to influence and shape the classification of the device. So let's let that run for a quick minute and then see what it comes up with. It's running through, and again, continuing to provide the justification for each rule. You see that depending on the rule, it's basically looking at class 1 or class 2A, and when it will look at it all together, it will provide a full assessment. So looking at all of the rules together, the 23 rules, it classifies it as a class 2A device, which is appropriate. The agent takes it a bit further and asks you if you want to get a full report. So let's say yes, and we can get into what this report will help us do. So it's generating the report right now. Let's bear with it for a minute. Here we go. We even have a nice little illustration. So we have a report. We can download this report. And at the same time, we'll show the report in a second. What the agent has done here is that it has detected that this is a software as a medical device. And for these types of applications, like specifically the symptom tracker, it's a strategic decision if you want to either stay at a lower classification, like a class 1 device with, let's say, lesser claims, or if you want to go full on and get into the digital therapeutics, digital diagnostics, but then also with a higher class device, which requires more evidence to be created. So it gives you here the option to evaluate an alternative positioning of your device, an alternative intended use of your device, which would stay within the remains of a class 1. So let's trigger that. It will start this analysis. In the meantime, I can, whilst it's computing, show you the report that was generated. So this is the report. If we zoom in a bit, you see it's a full report, essentially, that you can directly use with your communication, in your communication with your notified body. We added a little illustration just for the fun, but for the rest, you see that there is a purpose for the report, the scope, the summary. So what is the analysis that was made, a summary of the rationale for each one of the classes, including which ones apply or don't apply and why, and then also the detail for each one of the rulings for why the classification applies or not, and how they come together. So it's a really comprehensive report for classification of the device that you can essentially directly use. And if we go back here to to the app itself, you can see that it generated an alternative wording. So it sees that basically the two rules that make the device go from a class 1 to a class 2A are rule 10 and rule 11. And based on the content of those rules, it provides you with some suggestions or thinking if you would want to position it more as a class 1. So this allows you to think also strategically about how you want to position your device. Hope this gives you a good initial idea of the capabilities of our agent for EU MDR. In the meantime, stay tuned for our first agent. We announced it already on FDA approval of medical devices, and look forward to continue the discussion. Thanks. Cheers.